Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can look me up and donate to my ministry at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. This one here is another initiative by Donald J. Trump. The Trump administration has always taken combat anti-Semitism seriously, and now officials are getting ready to hit the road to make an even bigger difference. The Department of Justice has announced a new 15-city national awareness and action tour led by civil rights attorney and task force chairman Leo Terrell, as part of the broader effort to confront anti-Semitism in communities across America. The initiatives will include meeting with local leaders, law enforcement, faith communities, and individuals directly impacted by anti-Jewish hatred. The goal is practical, improving reporting, strengthening local partnerships, and confronting anti-Semitism, where many Jewish leaders say it is increasingly being felt at the community level. The Justice Department says that the tour will focus on building relationships between local law enforcement and Jewish communities, while also encouraging cooperation with Jewish, Christian, and Muslim leaders. Federal officials specifically mentioned schools, teacher organisations, and student protections as areas of concern. In essence, the administration of US President Donald J. Trump is sending a signal the federal government stands ready to respond, and that Jewish Americans should be able to worship, work, and attend school without fear. Unfortunately, the opposite scenarios are becoming far too commonplace. For many Jewish Americans, anti-Semitism is no longer something found primarily in history books, Holocaust museums, or lessons about Europe in the 1930s. Today, it's ever present in a growing number of towns and cities across the United States, taking place outside synagogues, on college campuses, in neighbourhoods, at demonstrations in local school systems, etc. One of the questions at this point is where exactly the task force will go. Sadly, there are no shortage of places to choose from. Take New York City. Jewish neighbourhoods there have repeatedly become flashpoints amid demonstrations connected to Israel and the Gaza conflict. Protests outside Jewish institutions, Israel-linked events, and religious locations have sparked fierce debate. Supporters call them political demonstrations. Many Jewish residents view them as intimidation tactics aimed directly at their communities. New York City Mayor Zoran Mandani's words denouncing anti-Semitism haven't matched his actions while in office. The scenes have become familiar: police barricades, shouting matches, counter-protesters carrying Israeli flags, rising tensions, and growing concerns from Jewish leaders who believe anti-Israel activism sometimes crosses into anti-Semitism. But New York is hardly alone. Nearby Tarek, New Jersey, a heavily Jewish suburb outside New York, has increasingly found itself at the centre of tensions involving demonstrations tied to Israeli events and protests near Jewish institutions. Residents there have openly discussed increased security concerns and the emotional impact these confrontations have had locally. A few months ago, a Jewish pedestrian was shot with gel pellets after someone from a passing vehicle asked whether he supported Israel or not. As for other locations, the task force could definitely make a stop in Dearborn, Michigan, and the larger Detroit metro area. This city has emerged as one of America's most closely watched cities regarding Israel and Gaza activism because of its large Arab American population and highly engaged political community demonstrations there have generated national headlines and intense emotions. Jewish organisations have expressed concerns that some rhetoric surrounding the conflict has contributed to anxiety among nearby Jewish residents and communities. And then there is LA, California, the Pico Robertson area, home to a large Orthodox Jewish population, has seen confrontations and heightened concerns surrounding demonstrations and incidents near synagogues. For many Jewish residents, their threats that once felt distant now feel far closer to home. In April, a Judaistic student teacher was choked with a window breaker outside an Orthodox synagogue in the area. The suspect allegedly yelled "Free Palestine" during the attack. Police are investigating the incident as a hate crime. Further west in communities around Boulder, Colorado, Jewish organisations have repeatedly discussed threats, harassment, concerns and the challenges of maintaining security in the smaller communities outside the traditional East Coast centres of Jewish life. Last year, an assailant attacked rally goers during the event in support of Israeli hostages. It made big national news at the time. The attacker used Molotov cocktails and other devices. More than a dozen people were injured. Then there are college campuses across America that represent another major battlefield, actually. The Justice Department task force itself grew partly out of those concerns. Campuses like Columbia University and UCLA became symbols of the national debate as protests, encampments, and confrontations dominated headlines. In reality, this Department of Justice task force is not going to be able to visit every community in America that has been affected by the scourge of antisemitism. It's just not possible. Of course, many Jewish institutions are not waiting around for recommendations and actions from the federal government. Synagogues are increasing security budgets. Jewish schools are upgrading entrances, congregations are adding cameras, guards and emergency procedures. Task Force Chairman Leo Terrell himself has described these moves as a type of Jewish tax, arguing that many communities feel forced to spend additional money simply to worship their God safely. The Trump administration is now making a big push to change that. See, Donald Trump will always stand with America's closest ally, and that is the Jewish people and the state of Israel. Go Trump, combat anti-Semitism, and hashtag end Jew hatred. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.